Have you ever thought about insulin when it comes to bone health? And yes, we want to think about calcium, but what about insulin and blood sugar regulation? One of the most important hormones of the 5 I have been talking about recently, influencing bone strength, is actually insulin, the hormone that regulates your blood sugar. So blood sugar is really a hormonal process in the body. And if blood sugar is constantly spiking and crashing, it can quietly affect bone metabolism over time. Today, I want to explain how insulin influences bone health and what you can do to support stable blood sugar for stronger bones. I'm Mary Sheila Gonnella, a board-certified holistic nutritionist and Ayurvedic educator, and for nearly 2 decades, I've been helping men and women understand how hormones, metabolism, and daily habits influence long-term health. And when it comes to bone health, your body is constantly balancing 2 different processes: bone breakdown and bone rebuilding. We're like the Golden Gate Bridge. We're always working on the bridge so we avoid the breakdown, right? And hormones help regulate this process, and insulin is one of the key signals that tells your body how to manage energy and nutrients. Insulin is the hormone that helps move glucose from your bloodstream into your cells where it can be used for energy. When insulin functions well, blood sugar stays relatively steady. But when blood sugar spikes frequently throughout the day, the body produces more insulin to manage those spikes. And over time, this can lead to insulin resistance, where the body has to produce more and more insulin to do the same job. And suddenly the insulin stops being able to escort the glucose into the cell. Blood sugar gets higher and thicker, and this makes it that so that somebody is pre-diabetic and could lead to diabetes. And we don't always think of maybe the typical thinner woman who has osteoporosis to also be pre-diabetic or diabetic, because we often associate that with maybe more belly weight and different things, but it's definitely a risk factor, and it can affect anybody, right? No matter what size or shape we are. And often if somebody's been thin most of their life, they might have been able to eat whatever they want, but we want to really manage that. And let me explain how insulin influences bone health so you understand that more. When insulin levels remain elevated for long periods of time, several things can happen. First, higher insulin levels can increase inflammation, which can interfere with healthy bone remodeling. Secondly, metabolic balance can affect the hormones that regulate bone turnover, and blood sugar instability often comes with other hormonal disruptions that influence bone health. Research has increasingly shown that metabolic health plays a major role in bone strength. And also, if blood sugar's high, there's more of what we call glycation, and that can affect the collagen structure of the bone. Not just the calcium, but also the collagen and the protein part of bones. So supporting stable blood sugar isn't just about energy or weight, it's also about protecting your bones. Oftentimes, people start to notice blood sugar swings more frequently in their 40s and 50s, and there are several reasons for this. One is more hormonal shifts during perimenopause, increased stress, sleep disruption, irregular meal patterns, which often happen if we skip meals, and also we lose more muscle as we age, and that can also affect our body's ability to utilize the carbs and the glucose that we're eating. When blood sugar rises quickly and falls quickly, insulin has to work harder to keep things stable. Over time, this metabolic stress can affect many systems in the body. We don't often think of insulin resistance, again, on that smaller frame, but anyone can have it, and that can lead to diabetes. Okay, let's get to the good part and talk about a few really important pieces. I am all about blood sugar. I teach a blood sugar reset boot camp. I've been teaching it for many years now. Like twice a year for almost 10 years probably. I'm all about blood sugar. It's such an important piece of the puzzle. It lays the foundation to our health, to hormone balance, to brain health, cardiovascular health, to every kind of health. I can really stand up and make a strong case for it. So let's talk about a few things that are really important and are foundational for blood sugar balance. First, we want to build balanced meals. We want to make sure that our meals include protein, healthy fats, and good fiber, and healthy complex carbs. And that's going to help slow the rise of blood sugar after eating. Balanced meals help prevent the repeated insulin spikes that can happen when we rely mainly on refined carbohydrates, right? So this is the difference between eating balanced meals versus like, oh, I'm a grazer, I just graze during the day. Usually you're grazing on maybe more carbs versus protein. And just grazing like that can be harder on digestion and just keep our blood sugar and our insulin levels high, and that can contribute as well. Allowing time between meals helps the body reset its metabolic signals. If you do enjoy a sweet treat, I mean, who doesn't? Just having it at the end of a meal can soften the blood sugar impact. So I always say bookend your treats. It's kind of like having dessert, but just have it right then instead of all on its own. Okay, the next thing that is really foundational to blood sugar balance is starting your day with a protein-forward breakfast or first meal. I will say, though, that if you do have osteoporosis or osteopenia and you're going to want to make sure you're getting enough protein during the day and really nourishment. It's like your body's saying, I need more nourishment. My bones are not as strong as they should be. So we need to eat. So a lot of times I have clients that, they don't eat until 1, 11, 12, 1, 2 o'clock. And there's just not enough time for eating then if you're going to wait so long during the day. That's an Ayurvedic foundation as well. So breakfasts that include protein, healthy fats, healthy fiber, maybe some complex carb can help stabilize blood sugar for the rest of the day. A lot of people find that when they start the day with protein, they experience fewer cravings and less afternoon fatigue. Stable blood sugar supports not only metabolism, but also hormonal balance and bone health. So again, insulin is just one of the key hormones that influences bone strength as we age. In fact, there are 5 important hormones that determine whether your bones are in a building state or a breakdown state. I've created a free guide called The 5 Hormones That Influence Bone Strength. It explains these hormones and simple steps like I shared with you today that you can take to support them through nutrition and daily habits. You can download the guide below, and if you found this helpful, subscribe because I'll be sharing other hormones in upcoming videos and all kinds of fun videos, lots of times in my kitchen, cooking. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.